soaring through Jackson Township, New Jersey. Come along a park named Six Flags Great Adventure. And in this park, there are 3 world-class coasters that are the most talked about. These coasters fight for their spots. Stay tuned to see which coaster really stays true to their spots. So if El Toro is manufactured by Intamin and it's a prefab. And first off, before we begin, I'll be talking about El Toro stats. El Toro's length is 4,400 feet. Its height is 181 feet. Its drop is 176 feet. 0 inversions, and its vertical angle is 76 degrees, and its duration is 1 minute and 42 seconds. Now, I did go opening day, so, and, I got 30 rides on Toro, so, I kind of have a good opinion on it. And, Toro, we haven't ran it for a while because it's been down for a long period of time. And, when it reopened on opening day, it was running slow. I'm not gonna lie, it was running slow. The reason for that was because it was operating in cold weather and it wasn't really warmed up. But once it got later on, it started to warm up, and the ride was just hauling. And the first drop, still my favorite first drop ever. And the Camelbacks just delivered. And, we're Rolling Thunderhill. I mean, you do go through the Rolling Thunderhill slower, but, it kind of does deliver, but you do go through it slower, but it still definitely hits. And I noticed that Toro is smoother. Yes, Toro is smoother. After my 30 rides, I have noticed that Toro is smooth. And the certain roads that were rough actually are smooth. And I was pretty surprised by that. And, I just couldn't wait to, get on Toro again. I got a lot of rides, and, Toro, it's going to run slow. Everybody can agree it's going to run slow, cold weather, right? But once summertime hits, it's going to be at its peak. And let me remind you, when I rode Toro, it just reopened. So it was sluggish because we got first train back, and, we kept riding after we got first train of it operating, back on opening day. It was running sluggish. Later on the day, it was running far more better. It wasn't at its peak yet. It's not at its peak yet. It was getting there. Now, as it got later on, it started to get near its peak. It was running better. It's not near its peak, but it's halfway there. It's running far more better. And, but definitely summertime, I feel like it's going to hit its peak. It's definitely going to run way better. And, I can't wait to see how Toro runs during summertime. And it's going to be smooth, and it's smoother too. So, can't wait for that. See how it runs while it's smoother. So, that's it for Toro. Now, let's move on to the next coaster. All right, rolling our way into the second coaster, we have Jersey Devil. And Jersey Devil is manufactured by RMC, and it's a Raptor, known as an RMC Raptor. And JDC stats is track length is 3,000 feet. Its height is 130 feet. It reaches speeds to 58 miles per hour, 3 inversions, and its max vertical angle is 87 degrees. Now, going into riding JDC for, the first time on opening day, since the season ended, on opening day, I was really worried about his pacing due to the fact that, Jersey Devil has to be warmed up for it to, run really good, it has to be warmed up. But surprisingly, it actually was paced so well, and I was surprised by it, and I was caught off guard because my first ride, I got second to last. I got second to back, and the pacing was amazing. I was so surprised by the pacing, and I wasn't really surprised by the ride experience because I already know the ride experience. The back row is elite. Everybody can agree with me that the drop on the back row is a killer, and it's definitely my second favorite, like, first drop. The whip in the back is amazing, and especially the whip through these inversions. Like, once you enter these inversions, the whip into them is amazing. And I just love JDC. It's a coaster that gets overlooked, and gets hated by, like, some or many. But, I'm one of them that really loves JDC and stands by it. It's really a underrated, I said underrated, overlooked ride. And JDC needs to earn some respect. Like, it's really actually a good ride. And all my other rides, the pacing was, amazing. Back row, got back row all rides. So, I just, kept getting back row all rides. And JDC was just a killer all day with all the back row rides I got. And it never gets old, It's a great ride experience. Definitely a ride you should head up in the back row, though. Leading into the last coaster we'll be talking about is King the Ka. And King the Ka is manufactured by Intamin, and it's an accelerator coaster. And its track length is 3,118 feet. Its height is 456 feet. Its drop is 418 feet. It reaches speeds up to 128 miles per hour, and its vertical angle is 90 degrees, and its duration is 28 seconds. And I will say, I was a person that underappreciated King the Ka, and I was the one that always would get a ride and be like, oh, I'm moving on. And, it was just like, I just continue to get back row rides, and I'll just be like, oh, let's go. I just got on King the Ka, but let's move on. Like, I was always that person. I always appreciated King the Ka, and, I never appreciated King the Ka for what it was. I just was like, oh, let's move on. If you guessed correctly, the one that hold their spot was King the Ka. And the reason for that was the front row ride. I regret everything I said before, how, oh, I'll just move on, and never underappreciating this ride. The front row ride really changed my perspective. The launch is powerful, way better in the front. The views off the top has eye-catching in the front. And the speed hill with so much wind just hitting you is just amazing. And you can ask Dopamine Coasters. I was shocked. I literally came off the ride with tears coming out of my eyes. That's how shocked I was. Like, that's how crazy the front row really was. I literally had tears just coming out of my eyes. And I really was shocked. And King the Ka really impressed me a lot. And this is why King the Ka really hold its spot. And I really am going to start appreciating King the Ka. Seriously, that front row ride really had me tearing up. And I'm not joking. But if you guessed King the Ka, you were correct. And I'm not saying that King the Ka in any way is better than El Toro and JDC. I'm just saying that El Toro hold its spot, and it deserved this spot because I really underappreciated King the Ka a lot. But that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you're new to the Intense family, make sure to drop that sub. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss another intense video. And I'm not going to keep y'all hanging for long. So, like I always say, as always, stay intense.